what I want you to do is this. I want you to all get a piece of paper and a pen, if you haven't already got one, by your side, okay? What you're going to need for this is a 5-minute exercise, 300 seconds, no more than that, okay? And we're going to do this exercise live now, so I'd like you to take part in it. Obviously, I can't see you, so I don't know if you're taking part, but I would like you to, please. What I want you to do is think of something that you're working on or a goal that you've currently got in your head, okay? And we're going to write a question in order to help you achieve that thing, okay? So you need to pick a subject of something that you want to achieve over the next 3, 6, 9 months, whatever it may be, okay? I'll give you some examples, okay? One of my goals is to get a better golf handicap, okay? So my question, my goal is going to be get a better golf handicap. My other question might be, my other statement might be, we need to make sure that we hit great in our results. So good, great, remarkable. If you're on this morning, we need to make sure that we hit great in our sales results for the rest of the year. My other one is to get out and start doing face-to-face training. My other one is to support my daughter with her move, because she's just moving house. Okay? So, whatever the subject, it doesn't really matter, work or personal, it's completely your choice, and you're not going to have to share it with anybody. You can write down whatever you want and you're on your own, so no fear there, right? But what you're going to do next is you're going to take the subject and you're going to turn it into a question, okay? And the question needs to be this, okay? Right at the top of your piece of paper, I'd like you to bring that back in. Right at the top of the piece of paper, I would like you to write this question, okay? How could I possibly, and then whatever it is that you want to achieve. How could I possibly, and in my case, achieve 20 golf handicap, for argument's sake, okay? So I'd like you to do that now. So pick something, whatever it is. We've all got stuff that we want. You could even have, how could I possibly make more money? How could I possibly have more time? How could I possibly get promoted? It doesn't really matter. Whatever. How could I possibly build a workshop? Whatever, okay? But I want you to pick something and write a question at the top of the piece of paper. Can you just give me a quick yes in the chat box so I can see people have got it? Because without this question, this is not going to work. Okay? So pick a subject that you want to achieve. And then write in, how could I possibly, and then whatever it is that you want to achieve. Okay? Have we got some yeses? Has everybody done that? Are they doing it? Oh, good. We've got some yeses coming through. Oh, that's better. Oh, we've got a thumb up as well. Brilliant. Good. Ready to rock. Lovely. Brilliant. Okay. So, what I want you to do now is I'd like you to write the numbers 1 to 20 all the way down the left-hand side of your page. Write the numbers 1 to 20 all the way down the left-hand side of your page, okay? When you've done that, I'd like you to stop and put your pen down on the desk or wherever you are. Get rid of it. Just put it down. So write the numbers 1 to 20, and when you've done that, put the pen down. Okay. I'll just give you a moment. We'll write that down. Okay, everybody got numbers? Quick yes? Quick thumbs up? One of the two? We got down written numbers? 1 to 20? Good, we got a yes off Tim, Darren, Pete, great, fantastic. Okay, good, right. So, in a moment, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you 5 minutes, 300 seconds. I'm gonna shut up, okay? I'm gonna give you 5 minutes, 300 seconds to answer that question there that you've written at the top in 20 possible different ways. That's the way you're going to answer the question. However, before you start, I need to tell you what's going to happen during this process. Okay? So, I'm going to say go, right? And you're going to do this. So, how could I possibly get a 20 golf handicap? Okay? Go. Well, I could do this, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that, I could practice more, I could do that. And then you're going to get stuck. Okay? What I'd like you to do, now, just so we can debrief. Obviously, I can't see what you're writing. I don't know what your subject is, and so on and so on. What I'd like you to do is just in the chat box, I'd like you to just put the number, add up how many ideas you've just come up with, including the rubbish, including the nonsense stuff that was in there, the total amount on your page. Okay, just put that number in. And I can start roughly adding them up, okay? Okay, keep going. Okay, keep going. So there's a couple of lowish numbers there. That tells me there was some evaluation going on. Right, okay, so let's say 40, let's say 80, 110, 120, 120, 140, 155. 28 down at the bottom there, 155, 160, 170, 180. So we're up to 180 already. How many people we got on the call? Okay, 24. Some people haven't told me yet for the people. So 180 ideas already. Oh, there's another one. Come in. Oh, there's two more as well. I've got 180, 210, 240. Right, look, we're up to 240 ideas already. Okay, and there's probably one or two more to come, right? I know that includes your rubbish, I get that, but when's the last time you sat in a meeting like we've got right now with 24 people in it and came up with 240 ideas in 5 minutes? Probably never. Okay, so this is the power of it. Now, some of those will be rubbish, okay? So we can take the rubbish out, we can take the ridiculous stuff out, and then we can look at it. But rather than just all of you taking the rubbish out and coming up, what I'm going to do is pick one or two people, if you don't mind, and I've got a couple of questions for you. So as always, we'll start with Pete, because I know that you'll be up for it, Pete. Pete, just come off mute for me. How many ideas did you get, Pete, in total? 20?
It's 26.
26. Okay, and what number idea did you get stuck around first and come up with some rubbish? What kind of number?
8.
8. So you got stuck at 8, okay? And do you have anything on your list that you would say it was a good idea after number 8?
Yeah, well, I got stuck at number 8.
Yeah.
I waffled on about playing cricket. Questions. Came up with an answer for number 11.
Yeah.
Then got stuck again.
Yeah.
But then suddenly I had a flurry of after 11.
Good ones. Fantastic. Now, what that does, so I'm going to ask everybody to do this now. What that does is just proves that this works. Because what happened was Pete started thinking at number 1, he got stuck at number 8 and wrote some cricket down. Then he got to number 11 and had a good idea, got stuck again, and then had a flurry of new ideas towards the end. So that tells us that actually getting stuck is quite useful. So what I'd like you to all do now for me is take a different colour pen or a highlighter, and I want you to go down your list, go down that list that you've got, and I want you to tick or highlight the good ideas on that list. The good ones, only the good ones. So lose the rubbish and go down that list and tick and highlight your good ones. I'll give you a moment to do that, and then I'm going to ask somebody else to see whether this has worked for them. Okay, so just go down your list, highlight the good ideas, okay? Highlight the good ideas only. Okay? Get rid of the rubbish. And there. Okay, just give you another 30 seconds to do that. Down your list, tick, highlight all the good ideas. Okay. Okay. At random then, let's see. I'll take a bit of a lower number this time. Aaron, are you there? Do you mind coming off mute? Aaron, you had 23 ideas in total, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, and what number did you get stuck around first?
I've actually got stuck around about 4 or 5.
Okay, so 4 or 5. And what? What's the last number on your list, Aaron, that you have highlighted as a good idea?
19.
Okay, so again, it's worked in the same way. Aaron got stuck here, but number 19 is a good idea. If you haven't worked out already how this is working, by getting stuck and writing down whatever is in your head, you release more ideas, and number 19 for Aaron is a good one. Number 26 or further down for Pete were good ones. Now, if I'd have said to Pete and Aaron, Aaron, Pete, give us your top 4 or 5 ideas, will you, of how we can do that? There's no way we would have got to number 19 or number 26. Just wouldn't work that way. Let's pick another one. John Hyde. Do you mind coming off mute, John? I think you had 22 in total.
Hi, John. Yeah.
Hi, John. 22 in total. What number did you get stuck around first, John?
It was actually 7.
7?
I started scribbling a bit, yeah.
Yeah. And what's the last number on your list that you've highlighted as a good idea?
About 18.
18. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. So again, guys, and I haven't set this up, guys. I didn't speak to Aaron and Pete and John and say, oh, we're going to do this exercise, let's set it up. What you will probably find when you look down your list, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that you've come up with some stuff, you've got some rubbish, and then you've got some great ideas at the bottom of your list. This is how a Mindstorm works and why it is so brilliant, and the fact that it took you 5 minutes. And some people got 30 odd answers. 30 odd answers in 5 minutes. Now, even I worked out 240 ideas on what you've told me in 5 minutes, okay? Bear that in mind. Let's take half out for rubbish, okay? So let's say 120 of those 240 are all crap ideas. It won't be that many, but let's take half. When's the last time you sat in a meeting and generated 120 ideas in 5 minutes in a meeting? Again, probably never. And the reason why is because we did the old-fashioned brainstorm rather than a Mindstorm. Now, there was 1 or 2 of you that had lower numbers, okay? That's okay. Don't beat yourself up. It might be the first time you've done this, and it does take a little bit of practice to stop evaluating as you go. Because what everybody's got now is if you've got 30 possibilities, and then you've just highlighted the priorities. Let's say worst case that gives you 15 priorities. You can take those priorities and plan. Whereas if you've only got 7 or 8 answers, that's only going to give you maybe 3 or 4 if you've got some rubbish in there. What I would suggest is if you've got lower numbers, put it away, go back to it and do it again. Because if you've got low numbers during that, bearing in mind, 5 minutes is 300 seconds. Well, you focus on 7 things at once, on average every 7 seconds. So we know that your brain can work quicker than 10 or 20 answers in 5 minutes, because they're always going. The trick is to allow our brains to do it by not evaluating. So if you were doing this, I could do that, I could do, no, I can't, that, oh, I don't know about that, or I could do that, oh, now I'm stuck, I can't think. If you actually write down, I can't think, I'm stuck, and then reread the question, it opens the imagination again. So if you've got low numbers, don't beat yourself up. It's a practice thing, yeah? I aim for 40 answers now when I do mine. Why? Because I've got people on this call that are already hitting 30, and I teach this. Guess what I did just as lockdown happened? Blank piece of paper. How could I possibly keep the business running and achieve the targets in the coming months? 40 answers, some of them were crap. Took the crap ones out. It left me with 20 odd priorities of what I could do. I took those priorities and put them into a plan. Okay? That's what a Mindstorm is. Yeah? Just give me a bit of an indication if you like that tool. Because sometimes people, this is a tool that people think, this is absolutely brilliant. Yeah? It takes 5 minutes, 300 seconds. Yeah? All you've got to do is sit down and ask the right question, come up with loads of ideas, come up with some rubbish at the same time. Don't let your brain stop you from doing that. Yeah? And then you've got a load to a load of stuff to go at, okay? So that's what a mindstorm would be, and I'll guarantee you, when you get up into the 20s, you will have some rubbish, yeah? And some of your good ideas will start to come along the bottom. And I'm going to give you an example, a real life example of where this happened. I was doing a speech, I was talking about creative thinking. I wasn't teaching it like this, but I was talking about it. And a lady came up to me on the break, quite forcefully, and kind of pointed at me and said, you need to help me. And I said, oh right. She said, I've tried everything to sell my house, and you're saying that I've got the ideas in here, I can't sell my house. I said, okay, but I'm going to talk about a mindstorm in the next part of the speech. Come and see me afterwards, we'll have a chat. So she came, so I explained how to do this, but we didn't do it because it was a speech. And she came in, I had a cup of coffee with her, and she said, I've tried everything to sell my house. And I went, okay, right, I'll help you, no problem. What are the top 20 things you've done to sell your house? Now, what do you think the answer was I got? She said she's tried everything to sell a house, and I sat down and went, tell me the top 20 things you've done to sell your house. What do you think the answer was I got at that point? Hazard a guess. Somebody put in a chat box. What do you think? I said, what are the top 20 things you've done? Tell me the top 20 things you've done. What do you think she said? Nobody's putting in. I talked to an estate agent, Christine. You're absolutely right. In fact, what she said is, I haven't done 20 things. I said, okay, no worries. What are the top 10 things you've done? I haven't done 10. What are the top 5 things you've done? I haven't done. What have you done? Was the next question. And as Eddie and Christine have rightly pointed out, she put it in a estate agent, and it didn't sell very well, so she took it out and put it in another estate agent. Doing what you've always done, getting what you've always got. Yeah? So I said, okay. I said, here's the deal. I said, you know how to do a mindstorm now? I want you to go away and do a mindstorm. How could I possibly sell my house? Okay? I want you to aim for 40. I want you to prioritise the things that you get on that mindstorm and then take some action on it. And if you haven't sold your house or on the way to selling your house in the next 3 months, you can call me and I will coach you free of charge. But I want to see some evidence that you've done a mindstorm and you've taken some action. Okay? Brilliant, John. Yeah, great, fantastic. So off she goes. This was on a Wednesday night. She said, I'll send you the mindstorm by Friday. Brilliant. Friday came and went. I didn't get it. Week went by. Next week went by. 3rd week, and I'm sitting in the office, and I get a phone call. And somebody else takes it and they put it onto me saying somebody about a property, selling a property. I'm thinking, what? Anyway, so I take the call, and it's this lady. And she said, hiya John. I said, oh, you didn't send me your mindstorm. And she went, no, I didn't. She said, but I did it. And the reason I'm ringing is to tell you I've sold my house. And I said, well, that's fantastic, that's brilliant. I said, how did you sell your house? She said, well, one of the things on my list, one of my ideas was, I live in a small village. So I got some leaflets printed and I gave them to the landlord of the pub in the village and said to the landlord, look, if anybody comes in here that you don't know, will you give them one of these leaflets when you serve them? And when I sell my house, if they show me a leaflet, I'll give you £100. And that's how she sold a house. And I said, just before you go, just out of curiosity, what number was it on your list? Number 27. Number 27 is how she sold a house. Guess what numbers 1 to 5 were? Estate agent, put it in another estate agent, try and get it into multiple estate agents. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Okay? So, it's a mindstorm. I try and use it often, and it's brilliant. You only need a piece of paper and a pen. You got a problem? How could I possibly solve this problem? 40 ideas. Get rid of the crap, prioritize the ideas, make a plan and take some action on the back of it. So I hope you enjoyed that little tool. You've got that physical tool that you can take away now. You can do it anywhere with anything. Okay, I use it 2 or 3 times a week, and I absolutely love it. And in fact, sometimes I come up with more ideas than I need, and that's a little bit confusing then as well. But I'd rather have that than none on the back of it.